Welcome to another video. In this video we're going to take a look at creating dynamic drop-down lists, and we're going to be using the drop-down node from the dashboard nodes. And you can see here in my demo flow I've got several drop-down lists or drop-down nodes inserted into the flow, and I'm just going to take you through various aspects of this using this node. Now don't forget, if you click on this icon here and this icon here, you can get help about the drop down. You have to highlight it first before you do it, and you can see here it tells you how to use this node. So we're going to have a quick look at how to use this, and if I show you the user interface here, you can see I've got 4 drop down lists here. And now this is the standard one, this is the manual one, the static one, where you enter in your values, and it comes as a label and a value. This, what you're seeing here, is the label, and it's in uppercase, and what gets sent out of it when you select it is the value. And if I go back to this drop down list and show you, you can see here there's the value and there's the label, and you can add another one just by clicking on this button here, and you can even allow multiple selections from the list by clicking this button here. It's not something I use very often. And again, this box here, which is available on quite a few nodes, is send the message on the output if it arrives on the input, and we'll see that right at the end. Okay, now this is a static one, and this is common. The only problem with this is if things change, like we had another sensor, we have to come and manually add this. So we're going to look at how to do it dynamically, and we do it by passing in this these values and labels as options. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one here, and we're going to use a function node to do it, and we're just going to use an array. Now this is a simple array of values, and the value and the label are basically the same. So our label is going to be sensor 1 and our value is going to be sensor 1, all in lowercase. And we set the message.options, and then just return the message. Let's click on here to initialize it, and we go to our interface, and we can see here sensor 1, sensor 2, sensor 3, and they are all lowercase. And if I select one of them, it gets sent out of the node as lowercase. So the second option is an array of objects, and this time we're going to set the label in uppercase and the value in lowercase, and so we got again 3 objects here, and we just set the message.options to the sensors, and that's it. Now just initialize that one, and you can see here this time they're uppercase. Okay, now a useful thing to be able to do is insert something either above or below this. Now we're going to insert a value, I haven't initialized it, above this, so we're not going to just have sensor 1, sensor 2, sensor 3, we're going to have a value inserted on top of it, and this is how we do that. Again, the same structure, and this time we use the unshift to insert the value non above it. And let me just click on that, and you can see the way it appears here. Now you may have noticed a strange bit of code in there, and this is the bit of code here. Now I will put a link in the description on message cloning. Now the reason that's there is because it may be necessary. It may be necessary to create a clone of the sensor object, because on some occasions you'll find, depending on how you pass that value in and where it comes from, that you actually modify the original object. So if you've got this stored as a group object or as a flow object, then you may find that actually using this bit of code here actually adds a value to the stored value, which you don't want to do. You only want to change it for display. So if you do find that you, by using this bit of code here, you are actually modifying the original object, then you need to create a clone of that object, which is what you do with this bit of code here. So I left it there just so as it's readily available if you need to use it. Okay, but it does depend on how you're getting the original list. Okay, and lastly, I just want to show you how you initialize something. So you may want to set this to a particular value when you actually start up the flow, and to do that you just use the message.payload, and we set the message.payload to the value. Now it's the value and not the label, so remember the label is actually sensor1 in uppercase, but we're sending in sensor1 in lowercase, which is the value. And let me just clear that. Now on this node I've actually got this option ticked, so we should see the value come out when I initialize it. So if I click on here, we send in that, and you can see it's coming out and it's coming out as lowercase sensor1, and it's displayed as uppercase sensor1 there, which is the label. Okay, a nice quick video, and I hope you find it useful. And if you've got any comments, then please use the comment form below. If you like the video, then click on the like button. And if you want to get notified of new videos on the channel, then you can always subscribe. Until next time, goodbye.